just the right time to welcome Mr. Rudra Murthy, Research Head at Vachna Investments. Namaste, Rudraji, and a very warm welcome to you, sir. We report 5 down ticks, 5 down circuits on 5 Adani Group stocks because of the problems that are happening. 2 10% each on Adani Ports and Adani Enterprises, and of course 3 20% downticks on Adani Total Gas, Adani Power, Adani Green. How do you see this episode, and is there any stock that you think is worthwhile from this table to add at these lower levels?
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me on the show. First of all, a word on the report, whatever we saw the weekend, and weekend was fully occupied. But my comment on that is, yes, it is just statements made and you need more proof for the same. And at this moment, I will just wait and watch. I will not react for those news given by Hindenburg. And let me just tell you, at present level, if I get any deeper cuts on Adani Port or on Adani Enterprises, these are 2 stocks which will be on my radar, and I will look at buying them.
Okay, now ladies and gentlemen, this is the most interesting view that has come in from Rudra. Remember, both Adani Ports and Adani Enterprises opened down at the first 10% circuit. That is what happens in FNO. Now, once the pre-open has settled, Adani Ports and Adani Enterprises are barely down, 2% down. ACC and Ambuja even less, 1.5 and 1.7% downtick. What is worst hit is Adani Energy Solutions, Adani Wilmar, and of course the 3 power stocks from this table: Total, Adani Power, and Adani Green. 20% down, limit down, but remember, there is barely any volume. Dharmeshji, do you think this is a mature reaction that the market has exhibited, especially on Adani Ports and Adani Enterprises?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is a very mature reaction, and I think after an hour of trading, we may see even a green tick out there.
Yes. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, the 2 experts that we've come in, and before Dharmeshji and Rudra joined us, there was Vineet, who mentioned that 2 possible purchases could be Adani Ports and Adani Enterprises. Again, wait for 15 minutes to lapse, wait for the institutions to do their bit, and then possibly have another independent financial view before you take in into the buys for Adani Ports and Adani Enterprises. Rudra, coming to you, 2 stocks that you think might outperform the broader market today on technical parameters. What looks good?
Yeah, Shailendra, I have a buy call on IEX. This stock has made a very strong bottom at around 180 to 185 zone, and it is now just showing strength. So I will be a buyer in IEX at current market price, looking at targets of around 235 to 250 on IEX with a stop loss of around 185.
Just one stock, Rudra?
Okay, another stock if you want me to prefer, yes, for me ONGC looks very strong. So this stock has lot of delivery based volume buying, and even fundamentally there was volume growth in the results. So I will be a buyer in ONGC, looking at target of 350 on ONGC to come. One can have a stop loss of around 325 for this long call.
Fair point. And Ports and Adani Enterprises. Rudra, coming to you, 2 stocks that you think might outperform the broader market today on technical parameters. What looks good?
Yeah, Shailendra, I have a buy call on IEX. This stock has made a very strong bottom at around 180 to 185 zone, and it is now just showing strength. So I will be a buyer in IEX at current market price, looking at targets of around 235 to 250 on IEX with a stop loss of around 185.
Just one stock, Rudra?
Okay, another stock if you want me to prefer, yes, for me ONGC looks very strong. So this stock has lot of delivery based volume buying, and even fundamentally there was volume growth in the results. So I will be a buyer in ONGC, looking at target of 350 on ONGC to come. One can have a stop loss of around 325 for this long call.
Fair point. And this is where Dharmeshji steps in. Dharmeshji, ONGC, how do you rate the first quarter performance of this very, very profitable oil explorer? How is it valued, and where do you think it is headed based on its financial performance?
See, valuation wise is still, I mean, undervalued just because there's a huge cash flow comfort out there. But limiting on the price levels and the additional tax which government keeps on levying from time to time depending on the oil prices is a limiting factor on the stock price movement. But I think that has been digested by the company. So in such kind of a market where you have some volatility stepping in, these kind of companies find much flavor with the investors. So I think bulk of the heavy lifting has already been done in ONGC. But still 450, 470 can be a good valuation price for ONGC, sensing how it has been placed on the fundamental basis. Be ROEs, cash flow, dividend yield, everything is quite superior with this company. So as an investment bet, if you are having a 1 year perspective or more than that, 450, 470 should be your target price for investments into ONGC.
Okay, fair point. Rudra, any view that you would have on stocks such as ICICI Bank and of course Reliance?
See, for me, ICICI Bank looks the strongest among the private bank, and even if you see their quarterly result, definitely it was way above expectation. So for me, yes, on private banks, if I have to pick the top one, it will be ICICI Bank, followed by HDFC Bank. And in terms of levels to watch on technicals, if you see for last 5-6 trading session, support at around 1150, 160 has been very, very strong. So now at this level, entering ICICI Bank gives you a good risk reward. So with a stop loss of 1150, I'll be a buyer at current market price, looking at targets of 1200 initially on ICICI Bank, and once it crosses 1200, yes, eventually levels closer to 1280, 1300 can also be seen in a quarter's time from now. And a word on Reliance, if I have to see the strong support for the stock, it is now at around 2850, 2870 zone. So any dips to that is a good buying opportunity.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very mature reaction from the market as far as the Adani Group is concerned. All 10 are down, but there is just a knee jerk. Adani Ports 3% lower, 1486. Adani Enterprises 3.5% lower, 3076. ACC and Ambuja are barely down, 1.5% each. Let's look at Adani Power. This is something that is a key stock, 7% lower, 649. And remember the 20% circuits on the entire new energy space in Adani have not materialized. So Adani Green is just 3.7% lower, 1710. Adani Total Gas is 7% lower, 807. And Adani Energy Solutions, which just came out with a 6,000 crore rupee QIP, is 4% lower at 1052. How time will lapse over the first 15 minutes, we will see.
Very good morning to you, Rudra and Dharmesh ji. And I was on India Today and on Aaj Tak just discussing the Hindenburg Research report, and everybody wants to know how the markets will react and how the Adani groups will will perform. But I see actually a much better reaction than the first time around when the report had come in. That time it was a direct attack on Adani Group stocks. Right now you only see the stocks in lower single digits of a downtick is what we are seeing. And Rudra, let me come to you. Do you see this sign of probably Adani Group stocks coming back into the green just today itself?
Yeah, possible, Sakshi, very much possible. See, first of all, 2 points I want to tell on Hindenburg report. Now, I want to know what is the motto behind this report for Hindenburg. I'm nowhere here to support the Adani Group, nor support the Indian government, nor whatever is happening in Twitter is more of an entertainment for the weekend after a long Monday to Friday work in market. So what I want to just tell here is, number one, the objective of Hindenburg report and making these statements are all publicly available. Whatever data they have given, it is not a data which has been specifically given to them. it is something which is not a primary source of a data. It is a secondary data, well published, well available already, and making a use of these data and trying to put black spot. I'm not into that camp which says that these are things which are to be probed in and so. Now might be in fact because I'm commenting on Adani Group, and if I have some shares of Adani, then you can even say that Rudra is also involved in this particular stuff and he has to also prove the same. Okay, so my simple and very clear point is these are baseless and these are statements just made. Okay, I will ask another question which is not discussed anywhere in social media or whatsoever. Last time the report came just before they wanted to raise funds, and when FPO was about to come, then the report came. This time also report is coming just before they are planning to again go for another fundraise. So tell me please, based on this timing of whatever the issues are, I want to know what is the motto behind this Hindenburg report, and why are you just doing it, timing it exactly just before a fundraise and things like it. So I want to probe and find out who are there behind this, and is it just the shorting of Hindenburg, or is it something to do with US, or is it something to do with opposition of Indian government? And let me also tell you, all this, whatever I am saying, are also as baseless as what it is from Hindenburg report.
Okay, several other stocks that are on the move are Shipping Corporation of India. Remember, earnings came in and you do see about 7.5% move on this one as well. You can also see several other stocks that are moving up. Voltas is coming back 6% higher in trade within the broader markets. Inox Wind is about 6% higher in trade. So some renewable energy focus right there. You have some tea, coffee makers that are also buzzing. Dhunseri tea is up in trade. Then you also have auto ancillary stocks also moving up. You have Munjal Auto that's moving up in trade today, and several others that are joining the fray. Aavas Financiers, again a new recently listed stock that is also up by about 6.5%. Several stocks within the broader markets that are on the move. Within the F&O space, again it's Voltas that's up 6%. Let's get in Rudra to talk about Voltas. The stock lied low for a long haul. Any signs of it picking up now?
Definitely, Sakshi. Voltas is now making that move beyond 1500, which was a very short-term resistance. So I feel if we close today above 1500, which is very likely, yes, this stock will touch its all-time high, which is at around 1560, and then post that it can even move towards levels closer to 1750, 1800. So a clear buy on Voltas, even at current market price, and on dips to 1500, I will be buying Voltas. Keep a strict stop loss of around 1470, and then look at targets of around 1750, 1800 on Voltas. Yes, a clear buy.
Rudra, for you, CDSL, as also any pharma stock you think has the ability to outperform the market?
Shail, definitely yes, CDSL is a good buy. It has given a breakout above levels of 2525 to 530, and it is clearly trading at least about 1,000 point away from those zone. So if it holds this level, the breakout level at around 2,550, which it is most likely to do, I think still bigger move on CDSL is possible from current level. One can keep a stop loss of around 2,500 and look at targets of 3,000 to come on CDSL. Again, at current market price and on dips to levels closer to 2,600, I will be a buyer in CDSL for sure. Now, when it comes to Pharma, I am very, very, very bullish on Pharma, and two stocks which I'll give you from Pharma, from even current market price, which it can do very good, is one, Dr. Reddy, and two, Lupin. Lupin, I understand, yes, it has already given a big move from levels closer to 1,800 recently to current levels of around 2,100. So any dips to 2,000 zone will be a good buy for Lupin, where you will have a good risk reward, and one can keep a stop loss of around 1,850 and look at targets of 2,500 on Lupin. And similarly, as I mentioned, Dr. Reddy also looks very, very strong to me. So Lupin and Dr. Reddy are two buys when it comes to Pharma.
Got it, Rudra. Let's Rudra, coming back to you, just to take a view on how the markets first 15-20 minutes have shaped up for you. Where are you looking at strength and where are you looking at weaknesses emerge?
Sakshi, morning also when I gave my call, I was saying one can look at buying ONGC, and at current market price, both fundamentally on valuation terms, you have comfort. Also, you have on chart, there is lot of support at around 300, 310 zone. So at current market price, it's a very good buy. So ONGC can be bought even at current market price, looking at targets of around 375, 400 to come on ONGC. And I also had a buy call on IEX. IEX also looks very, very strong to me. At around 195, it's a good buy. Looking at targets of around 235, 240 to come on IEX with a stop loss of around 187. So ONGC is a buy, IEX is a buy at current market price. And I also concur with my co-guest there that yes, private banks are also looking very attractive to me even on chart. Two stocks which I can pick from private banks are one ICICI Bank at current market price of around 1,150, 1,160. It's a good buy. And also one can look at HDFC Bank at current market price of around 1,650. So for me, HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank from private bank looks very good. If you want mid-cap ONGC and IEX, which I have now spoken about, and if you want to pick sector-wise few more themes, yes, I agree with Shail that you have good stocks to pick from Pharma and FMCG. And when it comes to Pharma, I like Biocon, I like Lupin, I like Dr. Reddy. So these are few stocks from Pharma you can look at going long. And all these are stocks which are available in F&O also. And if you want to pick few stocks from FMCG, yes, for me, Hindustan Unilever, ITC looks very, very strong. So these are few sectors and stocks where you have comfort even at current market price, both on chart as well as fundamentally there is valuation comfort.
Fair point. A couple of stocks I want to mark, starting with the chemical sector. There's been a strong outperformance coming in from Excel Industries. Remember, it came up with a stunning set of numbers which saw net profit surge from I think 5-6 crore rupees in the quarter year ago to about 40 crores. The stock is up double digits, and similarly you see a strong move coming in on Lakshmi Chemicals. This is now trading at 278. So keep these two stocks in view. The market is pretty much now stable. The Nifty down 92 points, 24,276. The knee-jerk reaction has now been absorbed by the markets. We will now wait for Europe to open somewhere between 1 p.m. to 12:30 p.m. to see if there is any fresh selling pressure that Adani stocks will witness from overseas players. But for the moment, it is fairly even Stevens. Remember, the cement giants, Ambuja and ACC, weren't impacted at all when it came to the pre-open settling. Adani Wilmar is doing pretty well, just 3.5% lower. And the energy space within the Adani Group, which actually showed the real pain, down 20% in the first pre-open session, is now down between 3 and 4%. So that's how markets are reacting, and reacting fairly positively as far as the crisis is concerned. Let's get back to Rudra. Rudra, your top pick in the railway space. There seems to be some momentum, some mojo on the long side that's coming back.
See, Shailendra, if I have to pick up from railway, valuation is definitely a concern. In fact, not now. Last time, even when I was in your show, I was saying in general, both railway and even for that matter, defense, shipping, these are areas where I will definitely look at profit booking. And I was very clear. I said, if you want to stay with PSUs as a theme, then look at stocks like Coal India, look at ONGC, and you have to be in only those areas where we have some valuation comfort, or even look at Power Grid for that matter. So Coal India, Power Grid, ONGC, NTPC. So these are few areas where I might still be in terms of PSUs, or even look at PSU banking for that matter. Punjab National Bank at around 150 is a mouth-watering buy. And for me, even SBI now post its results and correction to levels closer to 800, 810 offers a great valuation comfort. And if you hold these stocks in your portfolio for next 1 to 2 years, you will definitely make money. And names like SBI, PNB, Coal India, ONGC, NTPC, I have valuation comfort, but I will strictly avoid, again I'm repeating, use this up move to book some profits or get out of stocks which are from the railway themes, or even for that matter defense, or even from shipping for that matter. And entering fresh at current market price is a definite no-no. But if you already have it, and if you want to ride the move, and if you want to still continue staying with these railway stocks or shipping stock or defense stocks, then you might consider that. But fresh entry at current market price for railway, shipping and defense is a big no. And if you want to stay in PSU, look at PSU banks and look at few stocks which I spoke now from PSU, and be very stock specific there, keeping in mind valuation.
Rudra, we'll take your quick view before we let you go, and that will be on the chemical space again, that Shell also highlighted for you. Stocks like Aarti Industries, are you still looking at those?
Yeah, last time even when we spoke about Aarti Industry and Navin Fluoro. But yes, at current market price, Aarti Industry is a buy, or might be a better level to buy is closer to its strong support at around 710. So post the data, you have this 710 as a strong support. So closer to this 710 zone, you can definitely look at buying Aarti Industry. Keep a stop loss of around 680 and look at targets of around 780, 800 to come on Aarti Industry. But don't buy at current market price. Wait for that dip zone and enter at levels closer to that 700 to 710 on Aarti Industry.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, Rudra, for joining us. Very kind of you. And we look forward to strong moves on ONGC and IEX in particular. Those were the picks that you had mentioned. Very kind of you to offer us your views on the Adani Group as well. Thank you so much.